Hello everyone and welcome to Black Ops 3 for Dummies. In today's video we're going to be talking about Team Deathmatch, and Team Deathmatch is considered by most people, rightfully so, to be the game mode for casuals, the noobs. Everybody who just bought the game and throws it in will play Team Deathmatch. Everybody who just wants to hang out with their friends, not really do strategy, but just tell jokes and goof off and shoot the breeze will play Team Deathmatch just to have something to do in the background. It's not really your sweaty, try-hard game mode. You're not gonna be trying for nuclears with it. You're not gonna be trying for motherships with it or to get a super high KD. It's just a fun, casual way to play. Most people don't even care if they win or lose the game as long as they themselves have a decent game. But if you do care about winning or losing, you do care about doing really well, and you do care, you are trying to actually win the game, there are strategies involved in Team Deathmatch that can greatly increase your chances of doing that, and we're going to outline those here. Now, for your class setup, you want to use a weapon that you're comfortable with and familiar with, just like any game mode. The truth is that there's no wrong weapon to use in any game type, but if you really want to pick the right weapon for Team Deathmatch, you got to understand that no matter what map you're on, you're going to be getting in close quarters engagements, but you're also going to get in a lot of mid-range engagements and even some long-range engagements. So you want to use a weapon you can use at all ranges. You want to use a weapon that has a fast enough time to kill to be valuable up close. So not something like an ICR, for example, but also something that's going to be accurate at longer ranges. Something like the Kuda or, maybe the Razorback is kind of a slow time to kill, but still good enough. The KN-44 is really good, Man of War, stuff like that are all really good. I wouldn't use an LMG for Team Deathmatch just because the aimed out sight time is so slow if you get into close quarter engagement. But you want to use a weapon and attachments that you're comfortable with fighting at all ranges. You don't want to limit yourself to just close range or just long range, because no matter how well you predict spawns, you're going to get in close quarters engagements. And, of course, being able to attack at longer ranges means that you get to attack more often. Now, for your perks, I find that there are 4 perks. Actually, there's 5 perks, but you can only use 4 of them that are really, really good for Team Deathmatch. I really love Sixth Sense, Tracker, Dead Silence, and Awareness. Or if you don't want to use Awareness, Tactical Mask is really good also, because there's a lot of stun grenades going around in the game right now. But those are the 4 perks that I always use, and the reason is because Team Deathmatch is a very random game. The spawns are predictable, but not completely accurately predictable. You will fail to accurately predict the spawn sometimes, and there will be people showing up really close to you or wherever where you don't expect them to be. So using awareness perks are really good. Being able to run by a building, look through a window, and see if there's any red footprints in there is really useful for Team Deathmatch. And being able to stand next to a door and see if your sixth sense is going off is really good. And then, of course, Dead Silence and Awareness is pretty self-explanatory. But those are the perks I like to use, and, of course, that forces you to use Perk 3 Greed. And then you have to decide whether you want to use more attachments or if you want to use a secondary. If I were using a secondary, I would choose to use a launcher, because taking down airstreaks and whatnot is really nice for your team. But I usually go with attachments instead, and I don't typically run things like the trip mine or the grenades or anything like that. But I will let you know that if you use scavenger and trip mine, you can plant multiple trip mines. Like, you use one, then resupply with scavenger, it gives you another trip mine that you can throw out too. So it's like you get to use the perk that gives you 2 trip mines without actually having to use it. It's just kind of a nice thing. But that's just a little tip. Now, as far as what specialists you're going to use, the weapons are really good for Team Deathmatch. You want to use things like the Annihilator or the War Machine or the bow and arrow deal, the Sparrow. Those are really good. I wouldn't suggest Gravity Spikes, because Gravity Spikes are really best for when there's going to be a group of people in a room. And in Team Deathmatch, there's very rarely actually a group of people in a room. It's just not something that happens a whole lot. So using gravity spikes really is only going to get you one kill at a time, and there's things that are better at getting you multiple kills. You know, getting more than one kill with a specialist is better than getting one. And then the abilities are all really good. If you use something like the vision pulse is really good, stuff like that. Again, heat wave probably not the best because it's really good for clearing buildings rather than actually getting, lots of help for your team or lots of kills or anything like that. So you want to focus on things that'll give you multiple kills or things that'll last for a length of time, giving you the opportunity to find multiple targets to fight against. And for your score streaks, you really want to focus on things that are mid-range score streaks. Things like some of the earlier ones are good. The HCXD is always good. The UAV and the counter UAV are good, but you don't really want to go for something like a GI unit or a mothership or one of the really high streaks unless you're just that good at the game. And the reason is because those streaks are hard to come by in Team Deathmatch. And the reason is because, like I said earlier, the spawns can be really unpredictable, and you probably will get shot in the back a few times during a game of Team Deathmatch. I usually die at least 3 times in Team Deathmatch, and with those higher score streaks, there are times when you won't even get enough kills in the entire game to have earned those score streaks if you never died. And even if you do earn it, it's going to be at the end of the game when it's not really that helpful. So focusing on things around the level of like a sentry turret or a Cerberus or something like that is probably about as high as you want to go in Team Deathmatch with your score streaks. Now, when it comes to strategy, what you really want to do is focus on keeping all 3 lanes covered so that the enemy can't just go down a lane untouched and circle around. If everybody goes to, let's just say, the train tracks, if everybody on the team goes to the train tracks, then there's nobody stopping the enemy team from coming around the other side and shooting you on the back. So what you want to do is you want to focus on where your teammates are on the minimap. A lot of the better players on YouTube and the pros will tell you that they spend more time looking at the minimap than they do the actual screen, because staying orientated to where your teammates are will help you a lot in figuring out where the enemy is, but more importantly, figuring out where you need to be to truly control the map. It's all about map control. So what I'll do is anytime I die, I'll go ahead and hit the options button or start button, or just look at my minimap and orientate myself to where I need to be on the map so that I am controlling my side. If I pull up the map and I see that there's nobody on the right side of the map, guess where I'm going to go? What that does is it keeps people from getting shot in the back. It keeps everybody in front of you as long as you have at least one person in all 3 lanes, which is hard to do if you're playing with randoms or if you're playing on a team of people that aren't really trying that hard, but it is very possible to do. You just need to make sure, like, where you are is where you need to be. For example, right here, I'm looking at my mini-map, and I'm seeing that there's only 2 people on this side of the map, and one of them just died. So I know that there are enemies coming this way, and I know that this lane is widely uncovered. There's only one person, and you'll notice that they die as well, and so I'm able to pick up nearly 3 kills. This person has a war machine, so I'm not able to take them out, but I'm able to keep these 3 people from going all the way around the map and shooting my teammates in the back. And in this game, we end up winning the game, and only 2 of us are actually positive. Everybody on our team goes negative except for 2 of us, and part of the reason is because we were able to really control the map and make sure that all the players that were going negative weren't going even more negative because they were getting shot in the back over and over again. So thanks for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you out in some way. And be sure to check out my previous and future Black Ops 3 for Dummies videos. If it makes it more convenient, go ahead and subscribe. And goodbye.